Oh, what the fuck is going on? Make sure that I'm loud. Loud! What the fuck is going on? The doctor is in. Oh yeah! What the fuck is going on, everybody? Welcome to Snail Solves Your Fucking Problems. It's been another wonderful week since last Friday. I wasn't able to make it on last Wednesday because I got hit with a very serious illness. That shit sucked. It just sucked a lot of dick. Oh, but I'm still getting over it. It's taking forever. It's been a whole week since I started feeling like shit. Now I'm feeling better. I am, but it's still lingering. My head is still full of shit. I'm still a little bit stuffy. But I'm glad you're all here. Today's a wonderful day. I hope all of you are having such a wonderful day. We have the therapy kitty here with us. Therapy kitty's coming to hang out. I'm going to come look at all your wonderful faces here and welcome and love all of you so much. Get a couple introductions out of the way. I need to go ahead and post the Discord. There should be a link. I want to make sure it's the right link. It should be the same. I'm fairly certain it's the same. So I'm going to go ahead and dig that out, put it on there for those that aren't in the Discord yet. I'm going to explain the instructions and the rules. However, all the instructions and rules are in the Discord already. So if you can read, you should go check that shit out. Because if you want to call in and you want to send submissions and you want your shit to be read, you gotta follow the rules. And the instructions aren't fucking hard, you know? We worked hard on this. I've been having issues to try to get everything to look nice. I'm still working on like budget shit here. You know, someday, once Gastropodenterprise makes its first $1 billion, you guys are gonna see some pretty absolutely nuts changes. You're gonna notice, it's like the analogy, it's like, how do you know if I'm gonna win the lottery? I mean, you know, there's gonna be hints, you know? There's definitely gonna be some hints. So how the fuck is everybody doing? Let's go ahead and pull this shit up. Let's see. Oh, hell, yeah. The kitty is half? Why? The kitty is phasing in and out of reality right now. You have to remember that I'm projecting my physical form. This is not an absolution. I'm not actually here. I have to, gotta do what I gotta do. Hey, you said I gotta do. We only need like $10,000. Yeah, if I had $10,000, I could go fucking nuts. This would be like celebrity A-list fucking Hollywood blockbuster type shit. And that's only the beginning here. Yeah. Oh yeah. All right. Welcome to Snail Solves Your Problems. Snail's your zippers down. No, it's not. Fuck off. Nice try. Nice try. This room is magnificent. Thank you. Yes, I finally moved into a new office. That last one was a little, remote. Yeah, it was a little bit remote. So it was difficult for people to get to. And this one is a little bit more accessible. So that's really good. And I hope everybody found it okay. We put the address and shit like that on the website, but you know, we can't do that because then we have to kill you. And then once it's public information, then we have to just move it. But I'm liking this space. This is a nice space. You're not seeing anything. Stop looking at my feet. Think you had a couple bricks, and you know what? Yeah, you have no idea. Snail Father, dude, that's what I'm talking about. I gotta get the sexy Italian music. Alright, let's get the Discord going in here. I'm gonna get comfortable too. I told you guys that eventually I'm gonna derobe. Because this This what you're seeing here is only an extension. You know, this is a part of my physical form. Think of it as like a hat. You know what I mean? But it's like my skin. Okay, this is a great SpongeBob. For those that know SpongeBob, you remember the episode with Kevin the cucumber, the jellyfish MVP or whatever, and SpongeBob is like obsessed with him. He's like, "Hi, Kevin. Hi, Kevin." And everybody's convinced that his crown is like not part of his body, and then they eventually like rip it off, and it actually is like a part of his body, and he's like, ah! It's similar to that. Oh, thank you, Gail, perfect. Yep, nice. Mr. Pat's in the show. Yeah, the sea pickle. So today, you guys are going to get a rare exclusive face reveal. This has been a long time coming. People have always probably wondered, I mean, is there anybody underneath it? What's going on underneath the snail? And I'm still a snail. My snail never goes away. Sea pickles go hard. Fuck yeah, man. You're petting your cat similar to a Disney villain. Yeah. How the fuck is everybody doing tonight? By the way, Gail just posted the link to the Discord in the chat. It's pinned. Please, if you are not already in the Snail Solves Your Problems Discord, go on ahead, click the link, go to the Discord, read the instructions, read the rules. Okay, it's fucking really easy. There's like four steps to get this shit in, and I want to help you. I want to solve your problem. There's only so much time in the world, and I wish I could give every single person, an infinite amount of time and love and wisdom and counsel, but there's not enough time. There's not enough time in the day to do that. So I'm gonna try my best, but you have to follow the rules and the instructions that are in the Discord channel. So go ahead and click the link. All right, don't forget, go click the link. Go send me some shit, what's going on in this last week. There's been a couple days that have gone now since Friday. So I did it last Friday. So there must have been something. Maybe somebody pissed you off. Maybe you had a difficult interaction at work. Maybe somebody was mean to you, or maybe you're having a squabble with family. Maybe you don't feel comfortable in your job. Let's hear about it. Let's talk about it. And do it in a way where there's no shame, or there's no judgment. It's all love. That's the only thing that matters, And I think putting it out in the open is a great way of dealing with shit. Because again, you may feel like your problems are your own, and you may feel like, damn, dude, nobody has as hard of a life as me. Like nobody would ever understand like the shit, the depth, in the level of shit that I have to go through, or the subject matter. But I guarantee you, and this is a fact, people out there experience all kinds of shit. And there is something very, very special and supportive about, hearing that somebody else may have the same problem as you. It makes you feel like you're not alone, because we're not alone. Today society and culture has separated all of us on an emotional and a spiritual level, to the point where everything is just competition. Everything's all about judgment and books and status. It's not about who you are, it's about what you have, what you look like, whatever. And that's so stupid. That doesn't fucking matter. It's the furthest thing in the whole world that actually matters. But we're gonna start dismantling that system brick by brick. Every stream, Wednesday at 7 p.m. Let me see. I'm gonna get comfortable here once I start reading submissions. So get excited for the face reveal. Delicate on glass thing. Oh yeah, pin my nips to a board. Will the years start coming and they don't stop 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 coming. Da-da-da-da, when you live for fun and they don't stop coming. Surprisingly, I don't have any specific problems this week thus far. Yeah, see, that's what I like to hear, man. That's a good thing. That is a good thing. That means that you're putting into practice everything that we've been talking about, all of the suggestions and like brain overrides and pro tips and tricks and shit like that. That shit will help. I'm telling you, I know. I'm not a licensed therapist, okay? By the way, not a licensed therapist. So, just remember that shit. I'm not actually a therapist, but I can help you solve your problems. Think about it. Think about your problems. Think about the shit that's going on in the world. It doesn't necessarily have to be a problem either. Maybe you just need to talk about something. Maybe you feel like something's bothering you or whatever. I'm going to start looking at submissions here pretty soon. Alright, we got one lined up already. Let's fucking go. And it looks like a silly one. It better be a fucking problem. Let's get some problems in there. Okay, I see some people typing. I love this shit. By the way, if you signify that it's anonymous, I'm gonna set up like something that is something that will like you could send like anonymous shit without like I would have no idea who you are. But I haven't done it yet because it's a lot of work and I'm working on some other shit too. But we're getting there. We're getting to it. If you can, if you want to, if you don't feel comfortable putting it on the Discord itself, go ahead and send it to me as a DM on Discord. Most of you have me on Discord. If you don't already have me on Discord, you'll see me in the Snail Solves Your Problems Discord, which is into the fucking chat. Go click the link and send me a request. I have the choice to decide whether I'm gonna read it or not. But we'll see. I'm going to give everybody a little bit longer to get their submissions in. We're going to dive into it. I hope everybody's having a wonderful evening. Let me see. Damn, I'm getting hard. I'm getting hard, baby. Hard. So what do you guys think of the new office, by the way? You like this new space? I think it's pretty good. It's not bad. I'm working on it though. This is like just the main area. There was a couple of other like really nice like high-rise apartments and stuff like that for rent and for leasing. So I'm looking at those too. We'll see. I like this spot for now. It does what it needs to do. Oh yeah, I need a sexy lamp. Ooh, that's a good idea. Yeah, I was gonna say anything else. What else do you think I could add in here to make it, a little bit more comforting and, comfortable. I want you guys to feel comfortable, Being comfortable and getting hard is essential. It is essential. I need to get my VAPE, but I really don't want to get up. I think I'm going to do it. I'm going to give people a little bit longer. I need to get a drink. Get a bus. I'm really hopeful I'm going to solve some people's problems today. Let's get some good stuff, Doesn't have to be a problem, too, remember. It can just be, maybe just some shit you want to talk about. Oh. Hold on. Where's the baby? I should have made some tea, too. This is a learning experience. Oh, yeah. Oh. Oh. Oh, yeah. No smoking in the office, too, by the way. I'm the only one that can smoke in the office. Cotton candy machine and Space Invaders arcade machine. Okay, one of those, like a lava lamp. I think that'd be pretty cool. Alright, got a couple in now. Oh, yeah. Yeah. I love all of you so much. Seriously. For those that don't already know, and those that I haven't told already today, guess what? I love you. I love you. Got one more coming in. All right, we're gonna get started on this first anonymous one. I'm gonna take one more. I'm gonna get myself comfortable here. Just going out. Well, guess who forgot to put it on the story? This is real professionalism here. This is after hours, by the way. This is free. You know, for those that are expecting like the same courtesy and professionalism as a real therapist, you're not gonna get it. Well, I'm gonna try, but this is what you get. Snail is solving people's problems right now. Right now. Live. Come hang out and talk about shit. Beautiful. Not shot, shit. Good? Now we're gonna come back to the sexy thing. You got your Baldo on? Not yet. It hasn't arrived yet. I want them to make like a Casey Batman version. I feel like that would be really, really cool. We need Casey Batman merch. Somebody suggested a shirt. Oh, I think it was just gonna say like it's just gonna say Casey Batman on it. Or it would just say 8x6. That's fucking badass. Shout out to Casey. I'm getting calls from solicitors. Damn solicitors. Let's see. We got some submissions. Awesome. Nothing. Sorry, we got fucking solicitors, dude. These fucking Chinese solicitors won't leave me alone. We got hacked by some Chinese guy, by China, the other day. So I'm gonna have to send you the submission because it's fun. It's the funniest shit I've ever fucking heard in my entire life, dude. Chinese hackers are the fucking coolest. Wow. I can't wait to send that out. I have so much shit that I'm working on. The Mills Coolin' outro is almost finished. Snail tape is almost finished. The Stenchman EP is almost finished. The Shickety Baba's full-length album is almost finished. Everything is like on the last 80 to 90 percent. And I'm just gonna fucking That's what I'm gonna do when it's done. You guys are gonna do the same thing. Okay. Okay. Yes! Thank you for stopping in, Sophie. I love you so much. Shout out Sophie Bliss. Oh, hell yeah. Yellow ski, baby. No, this is my skin. Are you guys ready? Oh. Oh. This is what it looks like underneath, baby. Oh, yeah. Think of this as like a detachable penis. Detachable penis. Oh, it feels good. Alright, now let's get to some sexy submissions. Outro's gonna be amazing. Using it for every stream. I really hope you do. This shit's gonna be fucking tight. Velcro penis, what do you guys think? Oh, I'm bald. This is kind of like a wig. Think of it as kind of like a big sexy wig. Alright, where the hell was I? Damn Chinese solicitors. Alright, so we got the first one, and this is anonymous. By the way, this is all going to be anonymous. If anybody wants me to say their name, like explicitly, I probably won't anyway. But this is all going to be sexy and anonymous. It's the way it needs to be. Just so that way anything gets anything out of the way. Looks slimy as hell. Oh, I know. It all sticks and stuff like that. This, again, think of it as like a detachable penis. You know, I have to get up on there. It's like this is like my foreskin. You know, I have to take it off and I have to, you know, wash it. Otherwise it gets a little bit gross sometimes. I don't care if you see my name, I'm about that. Snail so goddamn thick. You guys can see. What do you think about this shirt? Fuck Anthony. Fuck Anthony Fantana. Suck it. Alright, let me see. The first one is anonymous. Let me see. So I'm pretty involved in this really cool community. Everyone is S-tier buster. Recently there's been some heated arguments over our favorite kinds of syrup. Everyone is on the maple syrup team and I'm on the buttermilk team. How do I get everyone to finally conform to the buttermilk supremacy? Oh. I don't know really how to answer that right off the bat. I think if you're looking for people to conform to your ideals, that is the problem. And it's not because buttermilk is any more valuable than maple syrup, but it's needing or wanting, not necessarily needing, but wanting other people's validation, whether it's their approval, or maybe if it's not their approval, it's just the fact that they don't dislike it, right? For instance, say if you like Nickelback, and everybody's like, man, fuck Nickelback. That shit sucks. You know, how are you gonna take that? Are you gonna get upset by it? Are you going to let it affect how you enjoy Nickelback? And I'm asking this as a hypothetical because I think that's the case for a lot of people. And I think a lot of people are unaware that they're being influenced, or that they're even seeking validation. That's actually what's happening. Like, it doesn't fucking matter whether or not it's better, right? It doesn't fucking matter at all. The only thing that actually matters is the fact that you like it. You know, if you like that shit, who gives a fuck if anybody else does? If you like it and it feels good, that's the only thing that should matter. However, maple syrup is just better. And I think that's one of those things where this is like, I think it's called objectivity, right? Where there are some things that are just truly undebatable. And maple being good is just one of those things. Now, that's not to say that buttermilk isn't good, or that buttermilk isn't a decent contender for maple. But at the same time, it's just not. But at the same, you know, look, what I'm trying to say is that it doesn't matter what other people think, right? More like Anthony Fucktano, dude. Fuck Anthony. He has a small head. It looks like a nut. My head is normal and healthy and appropriately sized for my body. And it's, thank God, I haven't come across any witches that have tried to alter the size of my head with sexual magic, vaginal voodoo. I don't know, Snail, it seems like some people are paid to like maple or something, a show you could say. I'm not trying to call anyone out, but you know, well, that's possible. You know, it's really honestly impossible to tell what somebody actually likes and shit. You know, like, for instance, maple, like, there's like so many areas of the world where maple doesn't even exist. Like, they've never heard of it. The trees don't grow there. They've never processed it. They don't have the tools to process it. And even if they did, they probably wouldn't, or they wouldn't know how to. And fuck them, they're missing out. The maple syrup fucks. Grapefruit head ass, dude. His head is a fucking grapefruit. All right, we got another submission. We got a couple more here. Yes. All right, let's go. All right, the next one. Where did the first bananas come from? What kind of plant did they grow on? What spice is it related to? What language do we get the word banana from? Please take your time just wondering. Those are good questions, and I honestly don't have the answer. Um, I don't know where the first banana came from. I feel like they grow on trees. What spice is it related to? Fuck, I don't know. Which language do we get the word banana from? That's another great question. I don't know. I'm gonna have to do some googling and get back to you on that. I unfortunately can't solve that problem. All right, let me see. We got another one. It's not really a problem. That's my problem. But I'd like to know what Snail's thoughts. Ego and modern ego. It seems like everyone prioritizes themselves, which is everything. Jesus. Everyone prioritizes themselves, which is 100% fine, but then they come outside their bubble expecting everyone to hold them in high regards or see them in a way that isn't necessarily them. Main character syndrome for the big brain rot kids out there. For the brain rot kids out there. I can't fucking read. Okay? I don't know if it's just me. It's just a big turn off. I'm very much a personality-driven person when I pick who I like. No, see, I think I touched on this before too, and I think that ego today, and it depends on who you are. I think a lot of that comes from experience and age, where there's certain life events that shape, your understanding of the world and how you treat people. How about how you treat people? How do you interact with people and how you interact with the world? And there's a lot of really cool parallels I could make. I watch Soft White Underbelly quite a bit, and it's some fucking cool ass shit. Shout out Soft White Underbelly. I'm sure most of the people in here have seen some of the interviews, but it's this guy that just interviews everybody, all these people, different walks of life, different races, different creeds, different, whatever. And the contrast you see in the people is incredible. I mean, these are just totally different people. I mean, there's every kind of personality archetype. There's just every kind of inconceivably sad story, tragic backstory and stuff. And one of the most common things they share is there was something that happened in childhood that was a large contributing factor to either their dysfunction, you could look at it that way, or just the way that they interact with the world, right? Whether it's in romantic relationships or in professional settings or platonic relationships, or, especially today now because of the internet, everybody can be anything. You could just get on the internet and be like, all right, I'm a musician now, or, I'm an artist, or I'm a digital artist, I'm a YouTuber, I'm a streamer, and if anybody can do it, I mean, that obviously inherently just lowers the value, right? I mean, if everybody can do it, who gives a shit, right? Like, what makes it special? So, I think a lot of people have inflated egos, and it's not necessarily a fault of their own, it's just because the way that society is now. This has always been a problem too, by the way, but I think the internet, social media, YouTube, everything else, that's made it accessible for everybody just to be able to speak. Everybody can just, like, I saw a really interesting thing. I can't remember what fucking podcast it was on, but they were talking about, these were like celebrities. These were like people that have gotten tons of hate in the past. And they were just talking about their experiences, like, going on to YouTube. And, like, how, like, comments and shit, people just rip them apart and just say the absolute most fucking malignant, evil shit. And it's totally unnecessary. Like, you would never say that shit to that person's face. Like, the likelihood that you would go up to, like, Brad Pitt, and tell, like, give him, like, death threats and shit like that on his family, like, you would fucking do that. I mean, there's people who are, like, psychopaths who would do that, but the average person, like, the people that are doing it the most now, would never do that. And I think being able to do shit like that, and it's not necessarily kind of like fringing on like the whole idea of free speech, but it's like giving people a platform that don't necessarily deserve it, or and by deserve it I mean they either haven't earned it, or they don't have the experience or the social skills required to navigate it in an amicable, likable, friendly way and not have some kind of controversy. And the one thing that I keep seeing now, and it sucks so bad, but it's like all of the fucking like abuse with like minors and stuff, like Dr. Disrespect and a whole bunch of other people are now being outed for being like just total sleazy pieces of shit. And it's like, go fucking figure. Like, you didn't think that shit was gonna catch up to you on the fucking internet? Like, if you act in any kind of way like that, you're gonna pay. That's just fucking karma, dude. Like, actions have consequences. And that's another thing too, is that a part of me believes that, you know, maybe him or any other people at any point during their career were so inflated in their ego. They were so obsessed and so self-justified or self-assured about who they were and their status and how important they were, that they thought that they could get away with something like that. You know, and that's an extreme example, but it's the same thing. You know, like if you ever think more of yourself, you know, in a non-positive way, it's just bad. And it's going to lead you down a really dangerous rabbit hole. I personally think. And we've talked about this on the last couple Snail solves too, but it's kind of just being okay with who you are. And that is not necessarily such a simple thing, especially when it comes to ego. Ego too, especially, like digital ego, it kind of comes back around to what I was saying about the fact that anybody can do anything. So today especially, like on YouTube, like, you know, this is the proof is in the pudding too, but, you know, if anybody could just do it, you know, everybody would be streaming to like millions of people, right? And every YouTuber that made videos would have millions of views. And everybody that made music and did cover art would be getting 100% music royalties. You know, nothing fucking stolen off the top, ad money and shit. But it doesn't fucking happen, dude. There's so many underground people that are just buried, and they'll probably never see any kind of actual recognition and stuff. And I take serious issue with that, but ultimately, you know, even I am not necessarily innocent. Like, I get guilty of, you know, trying to be more than I am, you know, and wanting everybody to be so fucking, it's like I want people to worship me. But at the same time, it's like when you say that shit out loud, you realize how fucked up it is. You're like, wow, why the fuck? You know, number one, why does it matter? And number two, like, if I need to predicate my happiness and my joy and my worth on what other people think and like other people's validation, I fail, because you're never gonna get anything. Like, you're gonna feel good. I mean, it's like a drug. It's like fucking, it's like anything. You know, it's a rush. It's like, wow, people are supporting me. People like my shit. Wow, you know, it's such a big deal. And then the thrill wears off, right? It never lasts. I mean, it may last for a long time. You may get super successful. You may get insanely lucky, like Cashapp or any of those other guys that just right place, right time. You know, and now they're fucking quadruple millionaires of whatever. And they've had everything they've ever wanted now. They're sleeping with all these beautiful people. They're buying all these cars. They have everything they want. Everybody's sending them fan mail. Everybody wants to collaborate with them. And, you know, I guarantee you, fucking 99 times out of 100, they're fucking miserable at the end of the day. And it runs out, you know, and that kind of self-security that you can earn yourself by kind of separating yourself from not necessarily like the rat race. You could look at it as kind of like a rat race. But, you know, being completely okay with who you are, where you are, and what you're doing. You know, and that means an absolution. Not like, man, I wish I was better at drums today. Like, fuck, man, I really wish I could be like fucking, I really wish I could play drums like from the drummer, like Clowncore. You know, like, it's going to take me years. It's going to take me probably a decade to get good enough to play like that. But I need it today. And today, because I'm not good enough, I don't feel good. I don't think people actually like me. I don't think people actually will be like, damn, that guy's an insane drummer. He's really good. You know, I mean, he's not like fucking changing the game, but again, at the end of the day, Who cares, right? Is that going to affect how I sleep? Is that going to affect my health? I mean, it will if I let it, you know? And by kind of having that kind of self-awareness, especially about your ego, you can reshape a lot of things. And I found a lot more joy just existing, you know, and as I get older, and I definitely have a lot of help, and you guys make it awesome too. You give me a lot of love, and you really make me feel good and comfortable in my skin. And I think that's a really important thing, and it's really tough because it's not a common thing anymore, especially after COVID. You know, now that everybody's kind of comfortable in their own little personal bubbles and shit, it's becoming harder and harder. Well, not necessarily harder, it's just becoming less normal and less easy to be vulnerable around other people, you know, and I think that has a lot to do with self-inflating egos. It's like a defense mechanism, right? If nobody likes you and shit like that, or you think nobody likes you, and whatever the fuck you're thinking, and you have all this negative shit, and you know, and you have separation shit, you're not seeing enough people, you're not hugging people, you're not loving people, you get stuck in your fucking head, and your brain has to figure that shit out. Your brain's like, you know, naturally, human beings are fucking creatures of social creatures. You know, it has to be taught. You have to go out there and see people. You know, even if you're not, you know, proliferating or anything like that, just hug people. Fucking hug your friends. Hug them. Tell them you love them. Kiss them. Kiss them if you want. If you're comfortable with that, you know. Maybe stroke them off. You know, that's a very loving thing to do. Maybe stroke your buddy off. You never know, like, how big of an impact that might actually make on their day-to-day, like, or their life, or even just that moment. Maybe just in that moment you feel okay, you did something good, you know? And that's invaluable shit. It really is. A lot of people getting out for being creeps. Dude, I don't fucking get it, dude. It really sucks. Hold on, I gotta catch up. I would cover myself in head to toe. Yes, dude. Maple is insane. Maple is great. I think some people like to watch chaotic people too, or like to watch douchebags harass people like Jack Doherty. I'm not really sure who that is, but I'm sure, dude, like, that's a really fucking common thing. And I think a lot of that has to do with people's insecurity too. Like, you know, watching other people get made fun of or put down or beat up or something like that makes them feel better about themselves, but that's so wrong. Like, that's the wrong thing to do. Like, you should never like seek that out to feel better about yourself. You know what I mean? Fuck your friends. Give them a good tuggy, dude. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, exactly. Encourage the homies. You know, stroke them off. I'm serious. That's a big deal. Love yourself. Love your friends. You gotta love yourself. Number one, too. I wanna start like making up like fucking sexy seminars, talking about like self-love, like some tips on self-love, like looking in the mirror and shit, because that's like a tough thing. Loving yourself it's not an easy thing, right? I think some people are just good at it. Some people are lucky. And you can chalk it up to like childhood stuff too, right? You can say that maybe you got hugged too much, or didn't get hugged enough, or, you know, whatever circumstances there are. Ultimately, you have to learn how to love yourself. That's not something somebody can teach you. It's not something that you can read in a book or like watch in a YouTube tutorial. It's something that's unique to the individual, right? Because everybody has flaws, and I think by now most people, you know, if you're at least in your 20s or your 30s, you have a pretty good idea probably what your flaws are, you know, or you at least have an inkling, right? You have an idea of what your problems are, you know, things about yourself that you probably like to improve, or things that you'd like to be better at, or something like that. And I don't think that you can really love yourself until you have some kind of, you're put in a position where you don't love yourself, right? You've made a mistake, or you have some kind of, like I was talking about earlier, like, you're a musician and you're not good enough, right? You've been playing for years and you're not even close to where you want to be, and you suck, you're an idiot, you know what I mean? There's nothing you can do about it. You're so convinced, that that's the way it's going to be, and it's just going to alter how you do everything. You're gonna adjust everything in your life because of that. Instead of just taking the time to be like, okay, fuck. What I'm doing is I'm setting a limitation for myself, right? Like the world has presented it to be this way, and I believe it to be this way. But maybe it's not, right? Maybe I can be better. Maybe I can find a better way to do this, or maybe I can find an easier way to do this, or I can find a better tools to deal with it when I don't have a breakthrough. Maybe I'm not gonna get insane progress, but until you know, and until you have those like experiences, you're never gonna have any actual genuine self-love. Because coming out on the other side, it's like once you complete what you're doing, you know what I mean? Once you improve, here we go. I gotta get laid out like a sexy French girl. I'm gonna break this chair. Yeah, but once you get like, once you get some shit under your belt, once you suffer a little bit, once you've been humiliated, you have to, by the way, that's just part of it. And that helps with ego too. Like, I think a lot of people with super huge egos, one of two things has happened. Either they've never been humbled, right? Like, nobody's ever taken the time to, like, cut them down to size, or maybe they've never been in a situation where they've demonstrated any kind of weakness or inability or an aptitude, right? And then something big happens, right? Like, let's just pretend that let's just pretend we make up this person and they've had like the easiest, most perfect life ever. Like, it's just absolutely cookie cutter. Not a terrible thing has happened, all the way up to adulthood. He's going into, let's say he's going into his first job, right? And he went to college, he studied, he knows what he's doing. And he makes it all the way there. He completes the interview. And when he comes to doing the job, when it's finally his turn to do something, he fucks up. Just a total massive fuck up. And pretty much the entire team, the entire company is like, you're a fucking idiot. How did you do this? You said you were qualified, you had the schooling. And then this person, never having ever had anything like that happen before, right? They've never had a mistake, they fucking lose it. They don't know what to do. They can't imagine they did everything right, they did it exactly as they should, and they go home and they just fucking self-destruct, right? What could happen differently in that situation, right? There's a billion different jobs. Maybe that guy fucked it up so bad that he could, he's not like fired, or something. Big deal, go get a different fucking job. But for that person, because their ego and their self-awareness is so separated from who they are and the actual reality of every day, that, life comes crumbling in around them because they can't even perceive a world where something bad would happen, right? So, I don't know. I don't feel like that's something that could actually be, interpreted or something like that unless you had that experience. And coming out on the other side, right? It's like your wounds will heal. After experiencing the 7 stages of grief, time heals everything, right? And, you live and you learn. And the most important thing to do is just try to be as self-aware as you can be. Try to be aware. All right, what the hell's everybody's been saying here? Are you doing suggestions for the Discord too? Absolutely, yes. Oh yeah, look at that. I actually forgot a couple people. Let's go. All right, hold on. I need another lozenge. What are we at here for time? We're almost at an hour. I'm actually going to do a very quick commercial break. Quick commercial break, and then we're going to get right back to your suggestions and your submissions. I'm very grateful that you're all here. Oh, I'm doing huge, massive fucking busts, and I'm solving people's problems. Don't forget to like. By the way, press the share button for me, please, right now. Right, it's like right down, right there, down here. Wait, this way. Yeah, it's down there. Wait, how do I? There you go. It's down there. Down there. Go fucking click that shit. Share, like it, add it to a playlist. I don't care if it's your watch later. Do it, please. It helps with the analytics. I'm gonna be back. I'm gonna take a Ripperodian. Oh yeah, and then I'm gonna solve some more fucking sexy problems. I love all of you so much. I got a bulge, don't look. Lozenges? What the hell is a lozenge? You're gonna have to look it up. Alright, the doctor will be right back. Just give me a couple minutes. Love you very much.
Hey music lovers, are you ready to dive into a world of sound that's unlike anything you've heard before? Get ready to experience the electrifying beats and groundbreaking artistry of Gastropod Enterprise, also known as Shickety Bobbles. Gastropod Enterprise isn't just music, it's a revolution. It's a journey through uncharted sonic landscapes, a collection of artistic visions that push the boundaries of creativity. From mind-bending melodies to earth-shaking rhythms, every track is a masterpiece waiting to be discovered. Imagine yourself lost in a sea of pulsating beats where every note takes you deeper into a realm of pure auditory bliss. Gastropod Enterprise is more than an artist. It's an adventure for your ears. And guess what? You don't have to wait to embark on this incredible journey. Gastropod Enterprise is available now on Spotify, YouTube, and all your favorite streaming platforms. Get ready to groove to big hit songs such as Snail's Pace, where every beat takes you on a smooth, hypnotic ride. Feel the energy of 'Cause It Feels Real Good, a track that's guaranteed to get you moving. Explore the depths of Atoms, a musical journey that will leave you in awe. Dive into the liminal albums, where every song is a gateway to another dimension. And that is just the beginning. There are many more tracks that will blow your mind. So what are you waiting for? Plug in your headphones, turn up the volume to 11, and let Gastropod Enterprise, also known as Shickety Bobbles, take you on an unforgettable musical journey. Don't miss out on the collection that everyone is talking about. Discover the groundbreaking sound of Gastropod Enterprise today. Find them on Spotify, YouTube, and all streaming platforms. Your ears will thank you. Gastropod Enterprise, where the future of music is now. Dive in and feel the revolution. Gastropod Enterprise. Shickety Bobbus. Listen now. Hey music lovers, are you ready to dive into a world of sound that's unlike anything you've heard before? Get ready to experience the electrifying beats and groundbreaking artistry of Gastropod Enterprise, also known as Shickety Bobbus. Gastropod Enterprise isn't just music, it's a revolution. It's a journey through uncharted sonic landscapes, a collection of artistic visions that push the boundaries of creativity. From mind-bending melodies to earth-shaking rhythms, every track is a masterpiece waiting to be discovered. Imagine yourself lost in a sea of pulsating beats where every note takes you deeper into a realm of pure auditory bliss. Gastropod Enterprise is more than an artist. It's an adventure for your ears. And guess what? You don't have to wait to embark on this incredible journey. Gastropod Enterprise is available now on Spotify, YouTube, and all your favorite streaming platforms. Get ready to groove to big hit songs such as Snail's Pace, where every beat takes you on a smooth, hypnotic ride. Feel the energy of 'Cause It Feels Real Good, a track that's guaranteed to get you moving. Explore the depths of Atoms, a musical journey that will leave you in awe. Dive into the liminal albums, where every song is a gateway to another dimension. And that is just the beginning. There are many more tracks that will blow your mind. So what are you waiting for? Plug in your headphones, turn up the volume to 11, and let Gastropod Enterprise, also known as Shickety Bobbus, take you on an unforgettable musical journey. Don't miss out on the collection that everyone is talking about. Discover the groundbreaking sound of Gastropod Enterprise today. Find them on Spotify, YouTube, and all streaming platforms. Your ears will thank you. Gastropod Enterprise, where the future of music is now. Dive in and feel the revolution. Gastropod Enterprise, Shickety Bobbus. Listen now. Hey music lovers, are you ready to dive into a world of sound that's unlike anything you've heard before? Get ready to experience the electrifying beats and groundbreaking artistry of Gastropod Enterprise, also known as Shickety Bobbus. Gastropod Enterprise isn't just music, it's a revolution. It's a journey through uncharted sonic landscapes, a collection of artistic visions that push the boundaries of creativity. From mind-bending melodies to earth-shaking rhythms, every track is a masterpiece waiting to be discovered. Imagine yourself lost in a sea of pulsating beats where every note takes you deeper into a realm of pure auditory bliss. Gastropod Enterprise is more than an artist. It's an adventure for your ears. And guess what? You don't have to wait to embark on this incredible journey. Gastropodenterprise is available now on Spotify, YouTube, and all your favorite streaming platforms. Get ready to groove to big hit songs such as Snail's Pace, where every beat takes you on a smooth, hypnotic ride. Feel the energy of 'Cause It Feels Real Good, a track that's guaranteed to get you moving.
Oh, yes. The doctor is in. The doctor is in. Oh, let me blow my nose. Oh, shit. Oh. Oh, okay. What the fuck is going on right now? I feel like this is how every therapist enters his office, right? For those of you that have been to therapy, I'm sure you guys will agree with me. You know, it's always like an older guy, right? And he's like, you know, I'll be right with you, I need to take a piss. You know, because he's like 100 years old and he has like no bladder control. So he was taking a piss first, and he comes in and he's like, oh, I gotta blow my nose and I gotta do all this other shit. And then he finally sits down. And then we finally get to business. I gotta get a fucking, I gotta get a clipboard and start taking notes. Okay, sorry, yeah, I totally missed a couple of submissions here. I'm really glad that people are contributing. I love you guys so much. Alright. Okay, we're gonna dive right back in. Let me just check the chat real quick. I love all of you so much, by the way. Everybody for sticking around. Why'd the feet cover now? Oh, I had slippers. Oh, I don't know. My therapist recommended the Baldo for coping. You need a turtleneck. I actually had a really nice fucking shirt, but it doesn't like the lighting. I have slacks on, by the way. These are fucking slacks. This is like fucking serious dress pants shit. I need money. I need like $10,000. Alright. I'm gonna give everybody a chance to get back in here before I start reading this shit out. I'm not gonna be going for too long. This is actually a very legendary time to say. Blue Cat is pushing her first stream till tomorrow. Right? Thursday. I was gonna make sure to be there for that. Oh, those aren't sleep pants? No. What the fuck? No. Okay. You guys see my nuts? Like that? Slacks. Slacks, baby. Ooh! Yeah, see, if I was an actual therapist, I probably would have been like, you know, this guy's not for me. You know what I'm saying? Alright, let me see. Where the frick is everybody? Where'd everybody go? I'm gonna start reading this shit out. Time. It's time, it's time, it's time. Okay. Alright, next submission. I let rich people puppet me with strings on weekends, but I want to switch man puppet communities, and the Grand Dom tightens the choke chain. How do I switch dungeons? All right, I'm gonna have to read that again. I let rich people puppet me with strings on weekends, but I want to switch man puppet communities, and the Grand Dom tightens the choke chain. How do I switch dungeons? All right, hold on. I want to switch man puppet, and this is the part that fucks me up. It's the and. But I want to switch my man puppet communities, and the Grand Dom tightens the choke chain. How do I switch dungeons? Okay. All right. So I think I understand now. I need to read this again. I let the rich people pump me with strings on weekends, but I want to switch man puppet communities. And the Grand Dom tightens the choke chain. How do I switch dungeons? I suppose probably, I think I checked on like Craigslist. Craigslist is probably your best bet. Start on Craigslist and then probably just word of mouth. I mean, I feel like somebody else in the community would probably, or in the dungeon rather, would have like another, like, you know, they'd have something. That was probably the coolest sentence I think I've ever said out loud. That was badass. For real. I got an 8x10, dude. Yeah, that's what fucking Casey said. He's packing some serious beef. Hell yeah. Get a good leather belt and some dress shoes. I got slippers. Somebody's laughing. That is the coolest sentence I think I've ever read. I had to read it like 3 times. It's such a perfect sentence. Seeing Snail's beef and peppers wasn't on my agenda today. Well, hey, every day is a gift, dude. This is what I'm fucking telling everyone. You have to love. Like if you didn't love, like if you didn't have love for me, you wouldn't have been here, right? If you weren't here, then you wouldn't have saw my beef and peppers. And that's just life. That's just fucking. That's like string theory. That's just the way. It's like fucking. It's the way of the road. Right? All right. Next submission. All right, here we go. I gotta pull my nose before I start reading. Oh, my ear just popped. Oh, shit. Fuck. Oh, shit. What does your shirt say? Uh-oh. Fuck Anthony. This guy. Oh. Alright, it's time. I gotta read. Okay. On a serious note, how do you deal with feeling like death some days? I don't know why some days I wake up and I just feel like sleeping the day away. Always thinking about my past or just thinking about people I've lost in life. Does death frighten you? I feel like I have constant pressure on myself and some days feel like I'm not good enough or even entertaining enough for people. I just want to make people feel good at the end of the day, but sometimes it's difficult when I'm in a bad mindset. I know this is a lot. See, those are good stuff though. How do you deal with feeling like death? This is a really good question. And I think there's a couple things. There's a couple like really important things to remember. And there's a lot of ways that you can navigate this. And ultimately, it is an entirely personal and individually unique thing. There is things that I think work for most people. Because, you know, when I have felt like super depressed or have felt like, you know, in any way like bad or harming myself or feeling like I'm inadequate, or if I feel like I'm just not good enough. Like people don't actually give a shit. Nobody actually cares. You know what I mean? But that's not the truth. Like that's the shit. You know, I'm just gonna throw out some hypothetical shit that pops up in my head. But it's like, it's the same shit. I think especially, and this relates directly back to the last thing I just talked about with the whole fact with like egos and stuff. Like, most people, like a simple life, when you think about like the most simple life you could have, you would never put yourself on the internet, right? Because you're subjecting yourself to the worst imaginable shit, right? Like there's no holds barred on it. There's so much potential for negativity and harmful self-behavior. That even saying the wrong thing, like today, you slip up, you say the wrong thing, and then people fucking hate you, right? Like people like actively try to ruin your life. Like, what kind of fucking shit fucking hellhole is that? That's evil shit. That literally is evil shit. It's literally evil. And, I think a lot of people today are not necessarily spiritual. And this is not, again, like some kind of religious seminar either. But you don't have to be spiritual or religious to realize that there is like good and then there's evil behavior. Or there's good and evil things, right? So if you can differentiate your life and your feelings off of those simple constructs, right? Good and bad. You can say bad, I prefer to say evil because that's what it is. I think that negative thoughts, I think that depression, I think that any kind of harmful, self-directed hate, whether it's internal, external, physical, some people harm themselves, which is not a thing to be ashamed of. I mean, I think it's something that, is something to consider, because if you take into consideration everything that I'm saying now, and you really try to love yourself, and you put forth a lot of effort into telling your brain to fuck off, right? Because when you think about it, objectively speaking, depression is just fucking stupid. It's evil, right? Like nobody should ever feel bad. Nobody should ever feel like that they're anything but loved and that everybody loves them and they have infinite potential. And I think, again, a lot of that love has to come from, it has to come internal. You gotta love yourself. You gotta be in tune with yourself. And this is a multiple part question, and this is a multiple part answer to that question as well. But what I do is I tell my brain to fuck off, right? Like, if I'm in a really bad place, right? Like if something really bad happened to me, or I'm just really down in my routine, or whatever fucking shit's going on, and I start feeling negative, and I start feeling like depressed, or I feel sad, or I start feeling bad for myself, or anything like that, immediately what I do is I have that argument in my head. All right, look, is this good or evil, right? Is this thought benefiting me, right? Or is this like some kind of fucking evil presence, some kind of evil part of me that's telling me, fuck you, you suck, you're an idiot, nobody actually likes you. All the people that you lost in life, you deserve to lose them. You deserve all of the terrible trauma that's happened to you. You should feel guilty, you should feel ashamed, you should continue to hurt and be unresolved and like all of the things that haunted you in the past. And when you think about it like that, literally think about it like that, that's fucking evil. Like, who the fuck, like, would a good person, think of it like this. Would like an angel ever tell you any of that shit? Right? No, of course not. Right? So why would you subject yourself to the evil? And that's such like it seems like such a stupid thing. Well, duh. Well, what am I gonna do? Convincing myself that I'm not depressed, even though, just because it's like I'm thinking it's some kind of evil demon, that's not gonna get me off the couch, dude. Like, that's not gonna bring the people that I lost back. No, it's not. It's not. But, you have to realize that that good is what you give what you put out. You know what I mean? And it's the same thing for what you put in your head. And I think today, especially with diet and all of the other shit that's going on, like people have like actual, like clinical, physical shit that makes them depressed and fucks up their brain. And it's really sad because there's little that you can do about that, you know? But you got to remember that your brain is in full control, right? I talk about this. I've been talking about this a lot in like regular streams too. But like your body is like a puppet. You know, think about it. Like, you know, look down at your hands and shit. Like you're a puppet. Like something is commanding the puppet, right? So if your brain, you know, that's commanding the puppet is being full of shit, right? And if you're allowing yourself to think like, you know, people don't like me, I'm not good enough, nobody thinks I'm good, I'm never gonna be where I want to be, and shit like that, that's your destiny. That's gonna be the way that it is. And I know that as a fact. This is coming from experience too, because I lived like that for so many years, hundreds of years actually. It was so long that I never thought that it was ever going to change. Like, and I know, I'm saying I know from experience that it sometimes feels like there's nothing you can do, you know, but the thing is, you literally just have to just think of it as like your brain is overriding. Like, you tell your brain, hey, shut the fuck up. All right, right now, we're feeling good, right? I don't even want to hear it. I'm not gonna even allow myself to think that thought because it's not true. Like, you know, and you can think of it like this. You can think of it as like lying to yourself, right? And that's not necessarily delusional because this is one of those things where if it's a negative thought that doesn't benefit you, it's shit, okay? So if you have to lie to yourself to be like, look, this is not fucking true, and you have to lie to yourself and believe it, do it. Because positive thoughts, you know, and if you just, this is another thing too. Look, this is what I meant. Say you don't believe it. Say you don't believe that you love yourself, right? And say that you don't believe right now that anything's going right. You don't believe it. In your brain, okay, you're gonna lie to yourself, right? Lie to yourself and be like, you know what? It is gonna be okay. I am gonna be the person that I want. I don't feel bad today. Even though I do feel like shit, it doesn't fucking matter because that's some evil ass bullshit. It's fucking bad. It's not true. And I'm gonna just decide. I'm deciding right now that I'm not gonna fucking be sad. I'm deciding that I know people love me and shit. And it's amazing what you can do once you start believing. You have to believe it, you know? And that's something that takes time. It took me a very long time. And I think it's definitely different and personal and unique for everybody. But it's tough, dude. I mean, life is hard. I mean, there's really no excuse for that. That's the only thing that's not, you can't control. You can't control life, right? But you can control how you view it, how you treat yourself. And the most important thing, like, it doesn't matter if you fucking diet. It doesn't matter if you could be like literally just wasting away like this. You're like a husk, right? You're just not even breathing. But if you love yourself, that's all that matters, dude. That's it. So if that's your baseline, if your baseline is just loving yourself and having like that overwhelming love, amazing things can happen. You keep continuing to override your brain with positive thoughts, dude, it's just the way she goes. It's the fucking way she goes. Yeah, shit gets easier. It also does get easier. But you gotta love yourself. Even if you have to lie to yourself, love yourself. Alright, let me see, next one. What's Snail's opinion on the distance between creator and viewer? Like the main reason people troll or cyberbully. Cyberbully. Because people on the internet aren't really connected. It's a screen. Like, I couldn't truly love a person who's like a billion miles away. An eating situation, for example, there's no real connection almost. But do you think it's too late to fix this? Look at anyone on the internet and it's constant harassment from anyone to everyone. Whether it's hate or just trolling for trolling's sake. Do you think people should be looking for validation on the internet? Do you think anyone should be expecting respect from internet at this point? And with that, should people on the internet show who they really are? Because so many of these people who blow up end up getting outed as an asshole or a creep. We never truly knew them, and that is better than knowing who they were in the first place. So that's a lot. Let me start with like the distance between creator and viewer. this is, I kind of talked about this earlier, like one of the last submissions. But basically what it is, it's like, um, because there's like that parasocial shield, right, through the internet on a smartphone or through a PC screen or something like that, it gives people a false confidence, right? It gives them a false ego, because most people, I feel like, that troll or cyberbully would never do that shit in real life, right? And even fewer the people that do say, like, shitty comments or say something like that are usually shy people that would never even fucking speak out loud, right? But why? You break it down and you analyze why they're doing that, and it's because they have the shield. And when you break away that shield and you look at the person for who they really are, and this is different. This is not necessarily the parasocial relationship part, but if you break away the shield and you realize that they're just another person that shits and gets their heart broken and has bad days and gets depressed and is like a normal human being that bleeds the same, you realize that they're nothing, and that their opinion isn't any more valuable than your own. And when you kind of quantify people's value like that, especially on the internet, it makes it a lot easier because we're all equals. Nobody should ever feel like they're better than somebody else, or that they're weaker or lesser than somebody else. And social media, YouTube, especially movies, this is like a known trope in Hollywood, but it's like celebrities influence people to like what they buy and what they like and what they should wear and what they should look like and shit like that. And it's so obviously false and ridiculous because it's a circus. And it's so far away from what we all naturally should be doing. Nobody should ever be comparing themselves to somebody else, And, if they didn't have a platform to talk shit, they wouldn't, And it's a problem. I don't think there's anything we can do to stop it. I think if you put yourself on the internet, you do it, you sign yourself up for anything, right? Like if you've had creepy behavior in the past or something like that, or you've done something, and this is not necessarily, it shouldn't be like some kind of scare fest, but, maybe, if you've done something like that, it probably wouldn't be a good idea to put yourself on the internet. Because people find shit out, like Dr. Disrespect. Especially when people become popular, people find shit out, and it really is sad because I feel like that situation probably wouldn't have happened if the internet, if he didn't have that platform. Right, like would he have really been doing that? He had married kids. He's an example. I don't even really like using him as an example because, it's such a broad thing. That's an extreme case, but there's people that are on the internet who are totally innocent, right? And get doxxed and get harassed by people, in very serious ways. And is it okay? No, but I mean, like, it's one of those things where if you put yourself out there, you signed up for it, and it sucks because you have to have a kind of certain strength and constitution to have a large platform, right? Especially on like a micro celebrity level. Thinking of just like, not massive streamers, but other big streamers. There's a lot of people that, lead totally normal lives, right? They stream every day and then they turn it off and they go do normal shit. And then there's people that are completely consumed by every single detail, every single comment that somebody says, and every single negative thing. It's all just being absorbed like a sponge. And eventually, it's bad. People fucking break. And I think it leads some people, especially in like, like big roles, people that end up getting very popular, abuse it. And that shit's fucked up. There's no excuse for that. There's just absolutely no excuse. But at the same time, it has to be known. It needs to be talked about because people don't know, right? If this shit isn't being addressed, it's never going to get solved. So, but again, loving yourself and not comparing yourself. This is 3 things. Love yourself. Don't compare yourself to anybody ever for any fucking reason. There's no reason you should do that. There's zero reason. It's ridiculous. It's a stupid, baseless, evil thought. Like if you're comparing yourself in a measuring kind of way. Like this guy has a bigger dick, or this guy has more money, or this guy had a better childhood, this guy has this and shit. You're already fucked. Okay, that's one of those things where you go, brain, shut the fuck up. Don't even think about it. I'm beautiful the way that I am. I love where I am, and if I don't love where I am, I'm going to do things to improve, and to improve what I'm doing where I am. And this is kind of a two-part thing too. I'm going to get to all your stuff too. Let me see. You think people should be looking for validation on the internet? Yes and no. I think art is something that if you're talking about art and stuff, or if you're talking about digital media creation or streaming, I don't think that you should look for validation on the internet. Simply because if you're looking for validation on the internet, you're looking in the wrong place. Like if you need validation for any reason, you would get it from yourself. Get it internally. Find a way, and if that means, finding a new hobby or trying to just doing any fucking thing different. Doing anything that makes you feel good about yourself, right? And if that's making music or making art or streaming, spending time with people, then continue doing it. If it makes you feel good, do the fucking shit out of it. Do it and be consistent about it. If you continue to work hard and you do it, good things will happen. I mean, it sounds so stupid and cliche, but it's not. I promise. Let me see. I gotta catch up on the comments here. I love all of you, by the way. Thank you all for hanging out and coming in. I'm solving people's problems. Don't forget to like the stream. The Discord is in the link or in the chat. It's pinned. Go check that shit out. Let me see. Yeah, so again, it's like, the end part of that question kind of circles around back to what I was saying too, where, if you've done some kind of terrible, morally reprehensible thing, you probably shouldn't become popular as a streamer or as a YouTuber or whatever. You know what I mean? Or not necessarily that. I mean, it's just, putting yourself in a public setting, shit, the true colors always come out, shit like that, and you can't avoid it. So, not to say that you should always have your soul absolutely clean. I think that you should. You should always try to be light as a feather, and absolve yourself of any shit if you have it. Do the best you can, but if you can keep your spirit clean and you keep yourself in positive thoughts, you're never going to be in situations like that. You're never going to be put in a situation where you're going to be doing shit like that. So, problem solved. That's fucking easy shit. But one last note to that is, like, for the parasocial relationships, I think it's really terrible today because of the post-COVID thing, but a lot of people are isolated, and it makes it really hard for people to get romantic relationships or to have normal platonic relationships with friends. Everything's just fucked up. So I think a lot of people rely on, watching YouTube or streamers and shit like that to kind of fill the void. And I think it's great because it's a great way to connect people. And there'd be people that I've been connected to that I never would have been connected to otherwise. And that's a beautiful thing. That's a miracle. That's a beautiful tool. But at the same time, it's a double-edged sword because if you're on the internet, even if you're not on the internet, like streaming yourself, you're still putting yourself out there to be harassed or bullied or to be subjugated or for any reason. So I feel like it is kind of like a heroic thing because, to put yourself out there is to really understand yourself, because sometimes I feel like people are completely oblivious to certain parts of their personality and some things that they do and they'd never be aware of otherwise until somebody else pointed it out. But I think the most important thing is that love prevails overall. And by bringing people together, love forms and it happens naturally. That's just some shit that happens naturally. So that's a good thing. But just be aware, and try to be conscientious. And if you remember all the shit that I said in this stream and you start practicing it, like telling your brain to fuck off and shit like that, And you're gonna be prepared when shit happens, right? Like when you start to feel depressed. Dude, do what I say. I swear to God. Literally just like Snail told me, it told my brain to fuck off. All right, well, I don't feel bad. Guess what? Too bad. I don't feel bad anymore. Guess what? I'm not depressed anymore. Guess what? Game over. I don't care if I feel low energy. Doesn't matter. I can be low energy and not be depressed. You know, maybe I need to take a nap. There was a really cool thing that I saw too, by the way. It was it was like this guy that was like describing how to fix like all of your ailments. So for instance, like if you hate yourself, go to sleep. Or no, wait. If you hate yourself, take a shower, right? Take like a nice sexy shower, really scrub up, shave, you know, wash your asshole, you know, do it really well. You know what I mean? And feel good. Brush your teeth, you know, comb your hair, brush your hair. And if you still hate yourself after that, then reevaluate. And if you hate other people, if you find yourself feeling hateful, like, oh, man, I fucking hate that guy. Fuck him. Then you need to sleep. Go to sleep. Put yourself in bed. No fucking cell phone. Throw that shit away. Put it in the fucking other room. Don't have that shit on. Turn Wi-Fi off. Close your eyes. Close the fucking curtains. And if you're not sleeping, at least close your fucking eyes. But sleep. It helps heal you and shit. And there's a whole bunch of other stuff. I'll have to try to find that video. I'll post it. But there's always holistic remedies. You know, like there's just so much shit you can do when you don't feel good. And it's so easy. The easiest thing to do is to believe it. And to let yourself, like let it sink in. You know, and I can say from experience, shit sucks. Sometimes it gets really hard. Sometimes life just really sucks. And there's nothing you can do about it. Well, actually, no, that's not true. There's one thing. There's one only thing that you can do about it. You know what that is? You can tell your brain to fuck off. You can choose to love and feel good. Love yourself. In that moment, like, give yourself a hug. You know, just hug yourself. I love you. I really love you. Everything's gonna be okay. That's it. And if you don't feel better after that shit, then try again. Do it until it works. All right, well, it looks like we're on the last submission here. Thank you all. This has been a wonderful stream. I'm really glad we touched on some really great topics here. I'm really glad that you guys are sharing. You know, if you ever feel like it's, you know, something that you're uncomfortable to share on the Discord, DM me that shit. Pretty soon I'm going to have anonymous submissions. So I really expect to start seeing some real juicy stuff. Because I want to get into the nitty gritty. People need to talk about this shit. It needs to be normal. You got to feel okay loving yourself. And you got to be okay crying. You got to be okay feeling sad. You know, everything gets better. It's just one of those things. All right. Let me catch up on the comments here. Or the chatters. Oh, yeah. Cyber boobies. Oh, nice. John Deutsch. Shout out John Deutsch. Shout out Anthony. Shout out Bear. Shout out Mills Coolin. Shout out World of War Online. Shout out, I almost said it again, Rod. Shout out Elena. Shout out Blue Cat. Oh, my good golly. Oh. I think there's a bunch of other people. Sophie Bliss. Let me see. This is some shit. Great question. Snail's balls just pop like a couple purple grapes. No. Snail shed his exterior. What a rare sight to see. I know. I like to get comfortable sometimes. This is what I actually look like underneath. This is just an extension. This is like my foreskin. You know? Sometimes I take it off to clean it. Let's see. I don't have a therapist to talk to about. Fuck yes, Elena. Send that shit to me. That's all you said. Hold on. Putting people down when they're already down is definitely evil. Dude, it fucking is. Like, that is the most evil shit you could do. Like, if you know somebody's having a bad time, or if you just go out of your way to say something negative to somebody who does something negative or hateful, you fucked up. Because you're gonna get that shit tenfold. This shit comes back. Real quick, one thing that's always helped me with depression is taking a deep breath and acknowledging everything in my life that's positive. It's really easy to get stuck in a rut and focus on the negatives. That's perfect. Breathing is an important tool. Breathing is super valuable because it helps ground you. It helps realize the fact that you're a meat puppet. you're a meat puppet. Like breathing and other shit, meditating grounds you, seriously, like spiritually, and it helps you like distinguish the fact that you're a meat puppet. And when you can realize that, then you can really just take full control. I'm still trying to figure out how to be okay with who I am. And truly, I don't like who I am or what I am to some degree. That's good. Now that you realize that, now you can start taking the time to whittling away why that is. Why don't you like it? Seriously, think about this. This is a quick little exercise. I'm going to get to the last submission, but, pick something out that you don't like. Maybe you're fat, right? Maybe you have a beer gut, you have a beer belly, right? Like me. And I don't like to say fat. I like to be okay with the word saying, I don't like to be okay. I like to be okay with the word fat, because it doesn't matter. Like, if it harms you, then it's something that's, it's internal. You shouldn't let it. It shouldn't let it harm you because, I love myself. And because of that, I have like a golden fucking impenetrable armor. Like huge World of Warcraft pauldrons and shit. Like, fat it doesn't even come close, right? But let's just say you got a beer gut, right? You got a beer gut, doesn't really look that great in the mirror. Maybe you didn't have one when you were younger. Maybe you weren't younger, maybe you just developed it later because you're drinking or whatever and shit like that. And no matter how hard you try, you can't get rid of it. You worked out, you dieted, you still got the gut. It still doesn't look good. You still look like an asshole, right? How do you solve that, right? How do you deal with something like that? You don't. You literally just don't. Because if there had to have been something that informed you personally that that's not okay, right? Like if nobody ever told you that having beer guts was like an undesirable thing, or mirrors didn't exist, you would be hard. You would just be totally cool. You'd be like, totally cool, party like a rock star. No, but for real, you wouldn't even fucking care. It wouldn't be a non-event because it doesn't matter. It doesn't fucking matter, dude. It really doesn't. So when you employ that same thought process to everything else, like, right, maybe you got a big nose, right? Maybe you got ugly teeth. Maybe teeth that are ugly, but maybe they just don't look good, right? It doesn't fucking matter, dude. It does not matter. Because if you love yourself, there's gonna be other people out there that love you. And that's the thing. I told you this before. Like, not everybody's gonna love you, right? So in order to truly love yourself, you gotta let some people go. Because they're not gonna want you to love yourself. They're going to want you to be somebody else. They're going to want to be the version of you that they see in their head. And if you live your life according to what other people want, you're never going to be fucking happy. And that's just the simplest, most cliche, shit. Like, I've heard that before. I know that. Well, I mean, it's the truth. It's the hard truth. And you got to just fucking swallow it deep because it's true. And I personally have had so many times, because I want everybody to love me. I want everybody to think I'm attractive. I want everybody to have sex with me. I want everybody to think that I'm like the best, musician ever. I want everybody to think that I'm like the coolest person ever. I want everybody to respect me, but at the end of the day, if everybody did, I still wouldn't love myself, right? Because I'd be living for that shit. I could have the key to the gate, but it doesn't matter if I can't fucking get in, right? It doesn't matter if I'm not gonna fucking get to where I need to go. And it's really fucking sad. It really is sad. All right, let me see. But yeah, so just do what I said. I don't even remember. Let me see. I looked at comment. Oh yeah, I'm gonna get to that shit. Yeah, I'm gonna dive in. I'm currently trying to find myself because I lost myself a while back. With hope and time, I will find it. You will. Time heals everything. It really does. Everything gets easier. And if you, again, I keep saying it, but it's true. Like if you just love yourself, like truly, just be who you are. Don't try to be somebody else. Don't watch, fucking like YouTube and be like, wow, this guy, like Sam Sulek. I love throwing Sam Sulek under the bus. But he's got like the fucking steroid shoulders and shit like that. And he's like he's huge. He's insanely massive. And, I'm sure that there's like, forums and stuff like that, and circles where people are talking about like, wow, that's peak male. Like, and then you look at somebody like me that's got a big old, and I don't have like the most perfect facial symmetry, right? And I have really big hands, and I have a really tall ass, right? It's like it's big and it's tall, and it looks kind of funny. It's not like a perfectly shaped Romanesque fucking Michelangelo fucking sculpted ass, right? It's tough. Dude, I got some pretty serious ass muscles. But that's the thing. It's like, I love that shit now. I own it. It's fucking badass. If you don't like my tall ass, go fuck yourself. It doesn't matter, even if you don't, because I like it. I think it's pretty cool. And I know quite a few other people that like that shit too. And you will too. You will. That's a tough thing. This is especially with like relationships and shit. And like everything else, like there's so many instances where people are just totally consumed by who they think they are, and don't even care, or don't even give themselves the chance to like self-discover or really be okay and sit with who they are. But it's true. We have some good shots of that ass coming out. Oh yeah. Yep. Oh yeah. Oh, that's right, dude. There's so much other shit coming out. Alright, let's get into this last submission here. So I've been having this problem that's been affecting me for about a year. My financial situation, have barely been able to afford food or anything I need because of it. I'm disabled, so I can't have like a high-paying job or the stress that comes with those jobs. Oh, I gotta spit this out. This is fun. Oh. 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 Too much. Too much caramel. Well, I gotta put some lotion on too. My stalks are dying. My stalks are drying out here. Oh. Yeah. Okay. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. This karma makes me feel good. Karma does. But that's the thing too. Like if you sow negative seeds, you're fucked. You are. But you can come back. You're not. It's not irreparable, right? Like you can still save yourself. You can still sow positive seeds. This makes me feel good. Oh yeah. Okay, back to biz. Disabled, blah, blah, blah. I make less than $900 a month, and it's been unbearable dealing with not being able to buy clothes or a cart full of groceries. I've been feeling so depressed about it because there's no solution to my problem. It feels like I want to be able to support me and my boyfriend, but it's been hard to. I haven't been able to talk to this until now, so I'm glad I can vent about this. It just feels like we're barely surviving off what I make, and it's 180 a week. Yeah, there's no reason to feel embarrassed, because everybody's struggling right now. Some people are struggling more than others in financial ways. And I think everybody in life has been in a problem. Everybody in life has been in a situation where money has been a problem, right? And, again, there's a lot of things, there's a lot of variables in this too that, some things are just out of your control, right? Like if you're disabled, you're limited. You only have certain options. However, there is a lot of other ways to be crafty and kind of do it in like this smart way, and it's not necessarily doing, like odd jobs like mowing lawns and shit like that. This is not like personal advice, but this is like, a pretty relevant thing today because there is so much like computer work, right? Like freelance IT. They have data entry, data annotation, and this is all stuff that doesn't require any experience, and it's becoming more and more common today. Everybody was fearful for a while that AI was going to kind of replace all that shit, but it hasn't yet, so there's still plenty of time to deal with shit like that. But as far as letting it kind of affect you, like if you guys can like just make your ends meet, right? Like if you can try to find, instead of trying to, or, well, let me word it like this. Instead of worrying about trying to make more, which I still think that you should try, you shouldn't worry about it. You should try. But if you cannot let it bother you, and what you can do is you can make it efficient. Make it as efficient as you can. So start like taking the time to like analyze everything that you do, like the food that you eat. Try to think of meals and like pre-portion, pre-plan shit. If I have X amount of dollars, I know I can get like a family pack size of chicken breasts, right? And get, $12 worth of chicken and spread it out over 4 days. That's 4 meals, right? Boom, right there. And you get some eggs or, whatever food combinations there are, and food isn't necessarily it too. Like if you can save like penny pinching, you can like pinch pennies. Like if you can do like penny pinching behavior where it's like you like really just down to the nickel and the dime, you're like, okay, I'm not gonna get the large coffee, I'm gonna get the medium, right? Or I'm not gonna get the family size chips, I'm gonna get the normal chips, right? Like if you start doing little shit like that, if you really boil it down, you're gonna find that you're gonna have like a larger reserve of shit. So that way when you are at the end, and maybe you want something special, you can work up to that, But I know from experience too, when money gets tight, you gotta fucking budget. And I'm not really good at budgeting. I don't think a lot of people are. Like it's not a skill that's regularly taught anymore. And everything is so fucking insanely expensive now in the United States, which hopefully now will pop, in a bubble, and the economy will at least see some relief. But who knows? We'll see. But in the meantime, I will just prepare for the worst. Keep nickel and diming yourself. Like really start trying to cut back on the things you don't absolutely need to survive. Because if it's on like the smallest amount possible, small stuff like that will add up. And I'm guilty. You know what I mean? Like I'm an extremist. Like I'm a hedonist too when it comes to eating, especially. Like when I go to Dunkin' Donuts, I'm not getting a fucking medium coffee. I'm getting a large, right? And when I go to McDonald's, I'm not getting a cheeseburger and a small fry. I'm getting 2 fucking McDoubles with bacon and a large fry and fucking maybe an apple pie too, right? And before you know it, right, you got the money, you have it, right, and then it's gone. And then you're like, holy shit, life sucks again. And the cycle never ends. But again, if you can start being extra frugal, and I'm sure you're very frugal already. But there's always small things that you can cheap out on. And that's the sucky thing too, is you're not always gonna have extravagant meals. You're not always gonna be able to do like fun shit. You're gonna spend most of your time at home, right? When you're not at work or doing whatever things you can do to make money. The best thing to do is be at home. And that sucks because that makes you depressed. And that'll make you feel shitty because you can't do the things you want to do. And you can't eat the food you want to eat. And you see other people doing it, right? Because you're online and you're seeing it on social media. And maybe you're talking to your buddy and he's like, yeah, dude, I had a fucking large pizza and whatever, dude, it was so good. And fuck, you can't have it because you don't have any money. Too bad, right? Like, that shit sucks. That sucks. And if you do put yourself out there, it's part of the thing too. And it's an unrealistic thing to ask people now. To be like, okay, well, just get off social media, just turn off everything and just do nothing in your apartment, while you wait to get money, right? Like what kind of existence is that? It sucks. So trust me, I feel for you. With financial stuff, I would definitely look into, and you do not need a computer for most of this stuff now. If you have a tablet or a smartphone, most like freelancer.org, Fiverr, like there's all of these different websites where you can put yourself out there and be like, hey, I draw shit, or hey, I'll shovel you the driveway, or I'll maybe get this, try this. All right. Go out and like collect rocks. Maybe you really like rocks, right? And advertise. If you have a YouTube channel, which I'm pretty sure you do, or you know somebody who does, you be like, hey, I have these rocks for sale. I hand painted them. Maybe do it your way, whatever, and charge for them. But don't charge a lot. Just charge a little bit. Maybe like $2 per rock. You know what I mean? If you find some way or something, some kind of transactionary thing, the small little bits start adding up. 1, 2, 3, 4. $2 turns into $20, turns into $40, and then boom, that's like two huge packs of chicken. And that way you crock pot that shit and get yourself set up. Then you got food for the week. Now what? Then you keep grinding, keep doing a little bit of this. There's always some kind of like entrepreneurial thing that you can do. And especially now, because of the way the internet is, anything is possible. Like I see people like on Instagram just like they're reposting other people's shit. Like it seems so stupid. Like it's just like, you go to a popular streamer, you rip the stream, you put the GTA with the fucking, the GTA with the car going down it, or like the jungle shit, like the Tomb Raider or whatever the fuck it is. You put that on the bottom, and people make like thousands of dollars. And I'm like, what the fuck? I personally don't really want to do that. That's just me. But I should. I feel like I like now that I'm saying it out loud, I feel like, well, fuck, maybe I should try to do that a little harder now, so I can make a couple $1,000 because I got fucking shit to upgrade here. You know what I'm saying? And I gotta keep this belly. I gotta keep this shit in the skibbity form. Skibbity dub 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 dub. Yes, 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 yes. I wish I could do that shit, but I can't. I love that stuff. All right, what else? I'm missing some shit here. What am I missing? I love all of you so much, by the way. This has been awesome. This has been a good stream. Good questions, good submissions and shit. Let me see. Alright, hold on, I'm catching up. Money isn't everything, of course, but it would be nice, of course. Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, no, I understand. Just having your bills paid, or not having to worry about having your bills paid, is a huge weight lifted. Like, that's a big deal. And you have to suffer to do that. Unfortunately, like, unless you're extremely fucking lucky, or you are like extremely odd, or you're extremely talented, you gotta just get a job. You gotta just like work and suffer and do boring, menial shit. Unless you can like do like some other stuff. I mean, there's gotta be another way, but it really does. It really just does suck. I came in with $1,500 a month. Severe anxiety. Always hungry. Pizza place. Can't have chicken. Vegetarian for sure. Penny pitching. Yep. Days without food. Yep. Stock sucks. Wish I could work a normal job. Yeah, I definitely recommend looking up IT and freelancer solutions. Like, if you can use a smartphone, you can do this shit. And if you can't do it now, you can watch a couple YouTube videos and practice it, do it, and then make money from home. You may not even need to make a ton. You may just make just enough so that way you don't lose your benefits and shit like that. But it's possible. It really is possible. Yeah, make paintings, do shit like that. But the problem is a lot of that stuff is not sustainable. And you want to try to find something that's sustainable. You don't want to have to worry, because that's going to make life worse. Like, if you're ever worrying and shit, it just makes everything hard. It really, really fucking does. And nobody deserves to live like that. I mean, everybody should have exactly what they need to survive, but they don't. We live in an unjust world, and that's just something that's out of our control too. There's a couple other things I saw. I'm just going to wrap up here unless anybody else has any submissions. Let me see. Snail's got some nice ankles. You guys are freaking perverts. You know that? I gotta cover myself up. One thing I heard from a financial hub radio is eating the bare bones, working up from there. Rice and beans and salt. Yes, exactly. You can go fucking really cheap. Like the ramen and baked beans. Like, that shit is fucking awesome. Like, it's so cheap. You can get an entire pot of food. like at least 2 or 3 meals. Like if you get 2 packs of ramen, right, and you get like one of the big cans of baked beans, what? That's like fucking $3 or $4, right? Easy. 2 or 3 meals, easy. 2 or 3 meals. That's a lot. And then you get like the cheapest fucking bread you can get, right? Get like the fake bread. Get like the styrofoam bread. And toast it. Because if you toast bread, it has more calories, naturally. It's just because of the way that it shifts, whatever, in like its chemical composition. But you put some fucking ramen and beans on rice. Boom! That's money in the bank. You know? Beans are great too, and they're good for your health. They make you fart. Yes, good shit. From my experience being an international, that's a lot of words. Change comes from within, and things will get better. It's true. That is absolutely true. You have to want it. That's another thing too. You have to want it, you have to need it, and you have to be ready for it. And sometimes you can kind of rush yourself along, right? Like sometimes you get like the hard knocks. You're like, holy shit. You know, life comes knocking on the door, and it sucks, you know, and you have like one of those realization moments where like, wow, I need to get my shit together, or I need to change this, or I need to make money, or I need to do something like that. And then everything starts to get better for you. One thing that helps is finding roommates or grouping up. That's what I have to do, or I won't survive. Obviously, it doesn't mean moving in people in your place. For sure. No, I think another big thing too, like this, I'm just gonna go quickly. My voice is starting to get hoarse here. I'm gonna go make some tea. Oh. Oh. Yeah, that's right, the family thing. So, traditionally speaking, most people, I say most people, in most cultures, people live with their families. Like, if not for life, for like most of their lives, right? And then, eventually, once they have a family of their own, they get their own house, they move out, and they're self-sustaining and shit. But today, especially in the United States, everybody lives on their own. There's no unity with like families. You know, like maybe your cousin's got a house, maybe your cousin rents an apartment, maybe your other cousin rents an apartment, maybe you have a brother and a sister, maybe they rent apartments, you know what I mean? Maybe, you know, and then your mom and your dad have their own place, all right? So that's like fucking 6 or 7 different people that are all paying their own fucking rent, which is probably absurdly expensive. They're paying for their own food, they're paying for their own fucking vehicles and doing all this shit, you know, separate, right? Wouldn't it make sense if they were all together? You know, if they were all pooling their money into the same place, they would probably have a fucking fantastic house. They'd have something that's big enough for everybody, right? They'd have more than enough money for food, and maybe somebody isn't making enough money that week, they'd have enough. Nobody would ever need anything. It's never any kind of like imposition for anybody. Nobody's ever like put out, right? Because everybody's pitching in, everybody's doing what they need to do, and it's a strength in numbers situation. And nobody fucking does that anymore. Like, it's so fucking abnormal for, like, it's considered shameful to live with your parents, especially in your 20s and 30s. And it's like, why the fuck would you live on your own? Like, why? I mean, it's like, if you can live, and if not rent-free, but on a much cheaper rent, you should do it. I mean, it's just simple. Because money doesn't grow on trees, and especially now today that there really is like not a lot of options for people that are disabled or have whatever circumstances, and they can't work a normal job. It doesn't even matter. The economy sucks. So the smart thing to do would be to either group up with as many friends as you can, you know, and try to get something at least nice, and you know, work together and pitch in as much as you can, and love each other and feed each other and shit like that. It just seems like such a simple solution to me. I mean, it's tough though, because today, I mean, it's difficult. I mean, this is again post-COVID. Like, everybody does their own shit. Everybody's so isolated. Like the thought of having a roommate after not having a roommate for so long is kind of scary. Like, you know, that's not a thing. Some people like to live alone. But again, we're all victims of our circumstances. And you have two choices. You can either submit to it and suffer, or you can do everything you can to improve your situation. And you know, the choice is yours. I mean, it's ultimately your choice. Um, and it doesn't mean you have to like, all right, well, let's move in with somebody else that's definitely not going to work out. There's definitely a way to be sensible. But that's another thing too, is not everybody's families are like close like that. Not everybody wants to live with their mom and dad. Maybe they don't have like the best relationship or something. And in that case, you can't, right? Not part of the equation. So, I would start making some friends. You know, see if you can find not like a commune or something like that, but like, you know, go in on try to get an extra room. You know, somebody that can chip in. Because if you can get somebody else to pay $200 or $300, right? And you only have to pay $200 or $300, that's like an extra $100 or $200 that's like in the bank. You know, and that adds up. I mean, that's more than a couple meals. That's a couple meals. That's like, you know, well, depending on how frugal you are, that's like a whole week's worth of food. For maybe, see, I don't know, maybe not one person, like 1.5 people, maybe. But you know, again, if it's one of those things where everybody's paying less, you're good. I mean, again, it's always good to try to find simple solutions. What's the most simple way I can make more money? You know, what's the easiest way? Like, this is some Bill Gates shit, but it's like the lazy people. Like, he only wants to hire lazy people because lazy people are going to find the easiest way to get money or get results. Not necessarily just money, but just to get what they want, you know, to complete that path. So if you're a lazy person, that's really good. Like, that's actually a good thing. You just need to use it for good. You know, like if you find yourself like, you know, not being able to work a conventional job, do everything you can to cheat the system. Not even cheat the system, but like use your powers for good. You know, like you've got to be talented in more than one way. I believe that you are. And even if you weren't, you can develop skills. You can develop talent, and you can develop and fine-tune shit that will make you a very competitive force. And that would actually might even, you know, like hypothetically, you might even be able to get a job that outpays all of your disabilities. Wouldn't that be sick? Like if you had a job that paid for everything, like and more, that's a winner, you know. But again, it's tough too because that's a big thing. You know, you don't just jump into something like that. But that's why I recommended that you start small. Do some computer shit. I'll send you some links if you're really interested. I'll send you some links. And it's some cheap ways to make money. It's not going to be a lot, you know. It could be $10 an hour. It could be fucking something like that, you know. But that's something. You'll be at home, and it's more money than you had before. So I'm always a more is more kind of guy. And that's tough, especially when it comes to money. I like to have money, but I'm not really good at, you know, having a ton of it, you know, because I like to have like a work-life balance and shit. You know, I think that nobody should really ever have to work. I think we should all just have exactly what we need. But we live in an unjust world, so I gotta work. I gotta pay bills. I gotta do shit that sucks, and I gotta suffer. But someday Gastropodenterprise Enterprise will hit their first $1 billion, and then everybody's lives are gonna change for the better. But unless anybody else has any submissions here, I'm going to say my goodbyes. I love all of you so much. I hope this advice helps. Think about it. Talk about it. Feel comfortable sharing this shit with people. Seriously. Like, don't feel like don't be embarrassed. Because we all shit. Everybody shits and it all stinks. Okay? We're all naked underneath. You know, we're all fucking ugly underneath. You know what I mean? We're all flesh and bone and blood. But underneath that, we're all spirit. You know what I mean? And we're all the same spirit. And I love all of it. Love energy fucking is triumphant. That shit is spreadable. It really is fucking magic. I always wanted to believe that magic is real. And now I do. I don't believe, I know. Magic is real. And it's called love. And positivity. It's the same thing. It's like holy light and energy and shit like that. You know, anything that's good. Anything that says good things and wants you to do good things and gives you positive imagery and inspiration and motivation and stuff like that, it's good. And anything that does not, you must cut out. You have to recognize that that shit is evil and get rid of it forever. Because if you don't, it's gonna haunt you. Your life is gonna suck. And there's nothing you can do about it. You have to fucking choose love. You gotta choose light. You gotta choose to do the hard things. Put yourself out there. Take risks. Learn a skill. Get better. Improve. And most importantly, love yourself. I have 3 final questions. Let's all start a Vlog squad. That would be badass. Living with a group may be uncomfortable, and it is financially viable. It is. Sometimes you gotta sacrifice your comfort, right? It's not to say go move in with like a homeless crack addict, right? Maybe that's not the best idea. But I'm sure you got some friends. Maybe they're struggling too. Tell them what we said. Show them the stream. Talk about it. Talk about it. Like, look, everything really sucks. I just really feel really tough. Life is just really taking a fat, girthy shit on me. And it's hot, and it stinks, and it's messy. And now my ass is all fucking messy. And I don't have any toilet paper, and I don't know what the fuck to do. But what you can do is you can choose to love yourself. And once you love yourself, you're going to start doing better. You will. Just fucking try. You just gotta try. Be kind and pay that shit forward. It's true, bro. Living uncomfortable in an unfun way sucks, but suffering for a bit may be all you need. I cut down on things I'm subscribed to, like Disney Plus. Don't really need it. Absolutely. Yeah, you don't need streaming services. Don't pay for any of that shit. Don't pay for anything you don't need. Like, if you don't fucking need it, don't get it. Unless it's something that's gonna make you money, or it's something that, really genuinely will bring you long-time joy in more than just a material way. Like, if it's something that benefits your spirit or your person or your life or your family's life or your loved ones' lives, buy it. But if you don't need it, don't fucking do it. Spend your money, save it, and spend it on shit that's gonna better yourself in your life. And I promise everything will just continue to get better. I love all of you so much. I'm gonna check real quick just to make sure. Oh, I got 3 more. Let me see. What inspires you to keep going? What sparks your creativity the most? And where do you see Gastropod in 5 years? These are good questions. What inspires me to keep going? Love. Loving myself. The journey to truly loving myself as authentically and as deeply as I can. Exploring who I am. Connecting myself to people. Listening to great music, observing great art. Really, it's mostly the human connection. I'm so grateful to meet the people that I have. I'm constantly meeting new people that are fucking awesome in every single way. I really see such incredible bright things for everybody coming up in the future. Everybody's maturing. Everything's gonna get easier. I really truly believe it. It's gonna happen. We all need to will that shit into existence. If you believe that you love yourself, you believe that things are going to get better, they will. It's manifestation. That shit is real. It's actually magic. Creativity. That's a good question. I don't know. Creativity is a lot of things. I mean, there's a lot of artists who inspire me. But the most inspirational thing that really sparks my creativity is being myself. Like, figuring out who that is and articulating it through music, sound, and art, and love. That inspires the shit out of me because I feel so free. For so many years I created music and art and I lived a certain way, believing that what I had to do was to impress people. And it was so misguided because the only person that I needed to impress was myself. And along the way, after realizing that, I really started to find my groove. And I found that looking inward and making what I like, making things that I like, never doing anything for clout, never doing anything for attention, never doing anything that wasn't just trying to be myself, or doing what I want and what I think is good and what I want to see, and the love and the positivity that I want to shed out. And the more that I do that, the more I get inspired. And recently, it's been like it's been like a continual mountainous rise. You know, I was at rock bottom, and now I'm just fucking shooting up the ladder, spiritually, mentally, financially, emotionally, in every way. And I attribute it all to the process that I outlined today, where you just shut the fucking negative shit out. You don't even fucking give yourself a chance. You don't let it fucking affect you, because life, that's something you can't control. Like, if there's nothing you can do about negative shit, it sucks. Life sucks. Nothing you can do about it. Too fucking bad. Get over it. Right? Okay, now what? Life is good. Since you realize that life sucks, there's only one thing that life can be, and that's good. So, if you remember that shit and you work hard and you try to be a better person every single day, you know, and that doesn't mean being a fucking hero, and that doesn't mean, like, you know, becoming like a fucking 6-figure earner, you know, or like, you know, doing some impossible feat. It's just doing better. You know, being a better person for yourself, you know, and everything else will fall into line. Yeah, I'm sure. I'm convinced it's the way she goes. It's the fucking way she goes. And the final question, where do you see Gastropoden in 5 years? I don't know. Probably nowhere. It's probably going to be the same place that it is now. And I say nowhere in an endearing way, because I think Gastropod is exactly where it needs to be right now. And I think in 5 years, Gastropod will be exactly where it needs to be in 5 years. And I think more and more people are signing on, and they really like the art and the videos and shit. And I think a lot of people are starting to getting to know me and Kale through the streams and stuff. And there's a lot of great collaborations that we're working on that we want to have. We want to work with everybody. We want to do more shit. We want to do like Hollywood level shit. And someday we're going to get donors and sponsors and stuff, because we need like hundreds of thousands of dollars. But we're going to deliver some incredible experiences for everybody. And I'm really excited for that. You know, that inspires me. That keeps me motivated. Knowing that not only do I get to curate and create things that are what I think are perfect, and things that I love and things that I think are great, but I get to share that experience with multiple people, and that's a blessing. You know, I'm blessed. I am for that, because I don't think everybody gets to experience something like that. But I am. I'm very blessed, and I try to give that opportunity to as many people as I can. You know, I would love to get as many people streaming on Gastropod as possible, because I want people to see people. I want to connect the world. You know, I want to connect people that love each other. You know, I think so many people are divided over ridiculous issues for whatever reasons. And that's so uniquely and inherently evil. Disconnection is an evil thing. Connection is a good thing. So, figure it out. You gotta connect and love each other, man. It's the only thing that actually matters. Alright, what else? Any other closing comments here? I love you all so much. I need to go make some tea. My voice hurts. I'm probably gonna stream later on. I'm probably gonna do some WoW or maybe some Valheim. Oh, I'm still waiting to hear from Phil. I don't know where Phil is. Phil's not been feeling so great, so can we get some stethoscopes in the chat? We love Phil. Dr. Phil is always lurking. He's always behind. He's always working hard on something. He's always excited to do something. He's always pulling strings in the Gastropod universe, and we love him. We hope he feels better soon. So, I want to see some stethoscopes in the chat immediately. Also, a huge shout out to Mill's Cool, and he just had a birthday. He's doing all kinds of awesome streaming. We love Mills Colin to death. He's the Banana General. I'm going to be reworking the moderating system for our YouTube channel, so please, I don't want anybody to feel hurt if they lose their moderation. There's going to be an application process. If you're very, very serious and you really want to be a moderator, you have to apply, and we have to interview you over Discord, and we have to discuss certain things. and you're gonna have to sign like an NDA and shit like that, just because we want to be able to share personal information, and it needs to be absolutely fucking Loctite, like legal Loctite. And I don't want to have to put everybody through that, so that's why it's going to be an application process. And it's just for our safety and for everybody else's safety, because the internet's a dangerous place, and all we want to do is share love, and that's all we care about. So don't forget, every Wednesday, I want to be solving people's problems. This is technically a call-in show. If you guys wanted to call in and tell me your problems over voice, I encourage you to do so. But, for a lot of people, it's probably easier just to send in text submissions. I'm very fine with this. I really just want to help people's help people and solve people's problems. And this seems like the easiest way to do it for now. So, but you guys have any ideas on any ways to improve the stream or anything that you'd want to see, please let me know. Please consider donating. It's not, I'm not going to feel bad if you don't. Everything's going to be going towards upgrading all of the stream equipment because my shit sucks. And I need like $1,500 to like replace my PC. So that way I can play Tekken in fucking 12K and stream to you guys in 24K. And also have like a high-res 8K foot cam. So you guys can see my souls and stuff like that while I play Tekken. World of Warcraft. And that's only possible with donations. I'm also working too, but I also got to pay a lot of bills. Life is unfair, but you can also seriously help me right now, please. This is free shit. All you gotta do is like the stream, press the share button. You don't even need to send it to anybody, just press the share button. If you press it, it helps our YouTube analytics. It really helps. And also save this video for later. Like put it in like a watch later playlist or something like that. By doing that, that helps our algorithmic reach, and we want to get more people in. I want to solve more problems, There's a lot of beautiful people out there that need their problems solved, and I'm here to do it. So, stick around for the ending. I love you all very much. Shout out to Kale. Shout out to Sophie Bliss. I'm going to go through all the names. Shout out to Phil. Window, the newest streamer, has been streaming. Please give him extra love. We love Window so much, him and Danny. They've been streaming WoW and doing some other shit too. They're fantastic guys. We absolutely love them. Blue Cat is going to have her first legendary stream tomorrow. Please turn out for that shit. It's going to be awesome. I love Blue Cat so much. She's so awesome. She's funny. She's got a great personality. You guys are really going to love her. Please turn out. What else? Go check out the Instagram. We have a whole bunch of shit on there. I released a bunch of music on YouTube, on our gastropodenterprise page. If you haven't checked out the music, please go listen to it. I worked hard on that shit. I also put some really badass custom visuals on there. Snail tape is coming. Stenchman EP is coming. The Stenchman demo is out now. It should be on our flow page. Please go listen to that. Consider buying it. Ember Lugosius is an awesome record label. We work with them very closely. They're great guys and girls. What else? The Snail, or the Chickadee Bobbas full length is coming very, very soon. I have a whole bunch of other shit that I'm working on, so please be patient. Please bear with me. I take my time because I want to make sure shit comes out right. You can't rush success. You can't rush perfection. Again, I love all of you very much. I might be streaming some WoW tonight, maybe some Valheim. Probably some. I just need to go get some tea. Kind of stretch my nuts out. And do some other shit. Let me catch up here. Jesus, the song, Who's Getting Murdered? Oh yeah, I forgot, it's the Mega Mix. Yeah, bring your friends, please. If you guys, even if you guys would, like, if you're ashamed or embarrassed to send out this stuff because you don't want, your friends to know that you're associated with it, do it anyway, because it's going to be so liberating. It's freeing. Snail meat, biggest in the world. Dude, I got a fat package, dude. I got some big old nuts. And wanted to make some curly tater tots. Dude, I actually got a whole bunch of shit. Oh, fuck. I almost forgot. Hold on, Rod. This is just for you. I've been so excited to fucking, dude, I've been talking about this for like a week now. Here it is, baby. Oh, yeah. Breakfast motherfucking pizza, motherfucker. This is the best fucking shit ever. I'm gonna eat this shit right now. You ready? Oh, yeah. Oh. Oh, yeah. I need the Frank soundtrack. Hold on. The pizza looks 2 days old. No, this is like fresh, dude. Let me see. Here we go.
Yes, 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 yes. Yeah,
This is what fucking. This is. Oh, yeah, this is just good ass shit. It's a little cold. I need to warm it up. Hey, get out of here. Kitty wants them too. Alright. I think it's time to wrap it up. I just had to eat this on stream. Breakfast pizza fucking rocks, dude. This stream is sponsored by Breakfast Pizza. I'm literally blowing. I'm blowing breakfast pizza. Blowing breakfast pizza loads. I'm spitting. I'm blowing breakfast pizza loads everywhere. Ah! Ah! That's what's happening. Oh, yeah. Is there eggs on that thing? You're damn right. Let me see. Mr. Krabs is ridiculous, dude. Oh, okay. I need to stretch my nuts. This has been a wonderful stream. I love all of you so much. I'd like to remind you all again that I'm not actually a therapist. I'm not a licensed therapist, and if you actually have actual problems, you should actually call like a medical profession. Because the Gastropodenterprise Enterprise does not actually what do they call it? The Cashapp Enterprise does not support or all that legal shit. It's in the ending. But yeah, I love you all so much. I'm gonna go warm up this breakfast pizza, give my nuts a good tug, and then I'll be back. How's that sound? Oh, maybe some Tekken. What do people want to see? What's everybody interested in? Do people want to see Tekken? Do people want to see me do a little busting? I love it when you call me Big Papa. I can't read anything. I love you guys. What's your all-time favorite wrestling theme? Heartbreak Kid. Fuck, dude. I'm gonna temporarily. I'm gonna time run out for that. Put user in timeout for 10 seconds. That's what you get for slandering. That's what you get for your bigoted slandering of Maple. That's a slap on the wrist. 10 seconds. You are the weakest link. Goodbye. No, I need him to come back in 10 seconds and tell me how pissed off he is. Damn, that was quick. That didn't even feel like 10 seconds. Was that actually 10 seconds? Well, no, it wasn't really a ball gag. I kind of just like stuffed my fingers down your throat. You know? In a loving way, right? It's kind of like this. Like this, I go like this. Fucking jam him in there. Yeah! 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 Alright, it's time. I'm going fucking nuts here. I love you all so much. Jesus, I'm fucking falling all over the place. This is what I'm gonna signing out with this. Alright, I love you guys. Thank you for sticking around. Thank you for making this stream great. I hope this advice helps. Stick around. Don't forget, come back next Wednesday for Snail Solves Your Problems. Stick around for the ending. I'll be back in a little bit. Not sure. Gotta stretch my balls. Get some tea. Let my voice rest and shit. Oh my god, Belly Button came at the right time. Bye, Belly Button. I love you. Have you cleaned your belly button today? Actually, I did. I did right before I streamed. It's fine. I love you, Belly Button. I love you, everybody that's come in. You know the drill.